Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ryan Eldridge alongside Trayvon Miles, our sports director, Jeff Harrison, not too far away in the studio, Jonah Restuccio. On a rainy night, where would you rather be than on the couch, maybe in the lazy boy, watching the best sports team on Delmarva?
That's exactly right. Welcome into the only live and local show all about high school and college sports all up and down Delmarva.
Such a nice intro, Ryan.
Hey,
Love
thanks.
that. Best sports team on Delmarva. Bumping us up a little bit, but you're right. So it's the springtime.
True.
Yeah. Doesn't really feel like spring. The weather really muggy and gross outside, and it's also spring break, so a lot of school's out of session.
Yeah.
So we're trying to stay busy, but the conditions aren't really working out for us all too well.
Yeah.
True.
Hasn't been the best week, to say the least, for weather. Tonight we start on the diamond, though. We did get some softball in this week. And it's also the softball diamonds where you'll find a lot of the area's undefeated spring sports teams, as you mentioned earlier tonight. Yeah,
with the 2018 season not going the way and closing a little earlier than Mardella hoped, the Warriors have stormed out of the gate this year hot in pursuit in the new year. The defending Bayside champs out to a 13-0 start. 13-0 start, I should say. Looking to make it 14 straight wins against Old Mill this afternoon. Bottom of the first, Grace White smashing one all the way to the camera. That's good for an RBI double, first score of the game. In the second, a fielder's choice for Jordan Lahidas, so 2-0 Warriors lead. And the Mardella onslaught would just continue in the fourth. Bases loaded, Logan Jenga, that's how you do it. 2 RBI double right back up the middle. So the Warriors coasting with a 5-0 lead.
Yeah, and they'd be up as big as 8-0 in this one, but Old Mill would put together a late rally. Caitlin Matheny, infield single is good enough for 2 runs to cross home plate. Patriots cut it to 8-4, but there wouldn't be much else getting across the plate. Check out this girl, Grace Barnes on the mound. 12 strikeouts on the day as she ends the threat. Mardella, they make it 14-0 with the 8-4 win.
We hit 1 through 9. Everyone's a big contribution when it comes to hitting. We work well as a team. We communicate well. We make a few errors in and out, but we always make up for it no matter what. I think we're looking to win Baysides again, and we're looking to come out this year with a regional championship despite last year's loss, not getting there.
I feel like we've done this before, but thoughts on this great start from Mardella?
I just think it's just unfinished business from last year. We thought that they would go pretty far in the playoffs last year, and you saw that run got cut very short compared to where we thought they would be. But Grace Barnes, a name we've been hearing all year long, when you've got a pitcher that good that can shut the door anytime. Obviously, there was a run by Old Mill, a rally being started, but Grace Barnes shut the door, and their offense is pretty good as well.
Yeah, I mean, this Mardella team, if you remember, they got knocked out by Snow Hill last year after winning the Bayside title. They came back a few weeks ago, about a month ago, and actually beat Snow Hill with their star ace pitcher, Haley Farlow, on the mound. Actually ended that game in 6 innings. So they were able to come back, win that game 12-1, and everything's circling back. Grace Barnes, you need these types of games, giving up a few runs, get it under your belt, control yourself, and then push, into the late innings, get this job done. So only a 4-run win, but still, they're 14-0 on the year. Pretty impressive, and I know we have some more games to get to as well, so let's toss it over to Jonah.
Let me just preface this by saying I don't think it's the spring sports season without myself going outside and getting a nice sunburn. But we'll continue this Bayside softball roundabout and hit on another Bayside softball team who's making some noise in Stephen Decatur. Under new head coach Scott Kurtz, Decatur has turned the page from 2018. Senior Lexi Black with a strikeout, and then Abby Wench scoring on a passed ball. The Seahawks would go up big in this one. And remember, this is a team that had a 9-10 record last year, and this year, much improved. In the field, at the plate, putting together a complete game. Sierra Eisman, 2-run double here. And then Black getting it done at the plate, giving herself some run support. With the bases loaded, ropes one down the left field line. That's going to roll to the wall and clear the bases for a 3 RBI double. Decatur, they get win number 8. And they're already 1 win away from matching last year's win total with the shutout W over Pocomoke.
We have very good bats. We rely a lot on our hitting and scoring a lot of runs. And when our defense is on and tight, there's not much that gets by us.
It was just a matter of getting them to believe in themselves, play as one. We knew we could hit, we knew we can run, but fielding was the key, and we really worked on it intensely in our preseason and training camp to get the fielding cleaned.
Move over to some Easy-Ac baseball. Salisbury Christian and Greenwood Mennonite. Top one, Evan Strickland with the RBI base knock. Greenwood would take the 2-0 lead headed into the bottom half of the inning. And in that bottom half, the bats would come alive. Will Caruta slaps one back through the middle to score. Noah Burrell from third. Still in the first, Ethan Patey's going to drop one into shallow center. That's good enough to bring in Ben Smith as the Jags would find themselves on top 3-2. And on the hump, Burrell would close things out from there. He's going to get the batter looking and then really settling in after that rough start in the first inning. Gets the swinging strikeout. Salisbury Christian wraps it up with a 10-5 final. So back to the Bayside, girls lacrosse, Kent County and Y-High, both looking to get into the win column right out of the gate. It was all Trojans. 16 seconds into it, Katie Irving finds some open space and finishes in the open field. And just a minute later, Natalie Walls splits the defense and finishes. You can kind of sense the way this one was going. Kent making their nearly 2-hour bus trip worth it. And Irving once again cutting from around the cage, finding the back of the net. Hat trick for her in the first half. Kent goes up 12-0 and holds on to win 18-1. Up to Delaware, this one was a good one earlier this week. A battle of the top two Henlopen boys lacrosse teams. Undefeated Smyrna and 7-1 Cape. Vikings coming off a huge win against Salesianum last week. Blake Gipko gets the scoring started. And if you like goals, this is the 30 seconds or so for you. Greg Boyce, he puts the Vikings up 3-0. Second quarter, Luke D'Ambrogi, he finishes, so 5-0 the lead now. And then Luke, one of his 6 assists to his brother, Hank D'Ambrogi. A lot of D'Ambrogis. He had 4 goals on the night. So Vikes up 11-0 at halftime. Second half, keeping the foot on the pedal. Jack Dennis, he finishes from distance. And then Greg Boyce, one of his game-high 5 goals. I don't even think he saw the net on that one. Cape ends Smyrna's 7-0 start with the 18-1 win. And staying in the first state, some more boys lacrosse. Woodbridge hosting Sussex Academy. 2 teams needing some wins as the postseason approaches. Seahawks jump out to the early lead. Max Cogler fires one past the keeper, so the Hawks up 4-1. But the Blue Raiders would cut into that lead. Corey Hastings on the run, bounces it under the goalie for his only goal of the day. So Sussex up 9-3 headed into the break, but big moment in the second half. Lane Hill nets his 100th career goal. First ever Blue Raider to do that in school history as he cuts the deficit to 5, but the day belonged to the Seahawks. The long pole, look at that. Riley Castudo with one of his 5 goals on the day as Sussex Academy takes down Woodbridge 14-7, and we'll send it back over to the desk.
So lacrosse, baseball, softball,
Everything.
A lot happening on the high school level. As you mentioned, spring break, but somehow we still found a lot of highlights. What was the most impressive thing to you?
I'm going to say Mardella softball off the rip. We saw what they were able to do.
Yeah.
14-0. That is pretty impressive. Also got to give a shout out to Cape Boys Lacrosse. We talked about them and how they beat Salesianum the week before. Now to see a 7-0 Smyrna team come to town and exert your dominance on that team and let them know, hey, we're still the cream of the crop when it comes to the Henlopen Conference in lacrosse. That was an amazing performance by them at home.
Yeah, very quick. Cape baseball also bouncing back as well. So they dropped big to Apo, then they bounce back, a 15-1 win over Woodbridge. And then also, let's talk about Cape girls lacrosse. The boys won 18-1 over Smyrna. The girls won 19-1 over Smyrna. Of course, they're undefeated, going for their 11th straight state championship. So just saying, Cape really getting it done over the spring break. They're going to head back into school come Monday, refreshed and a lot of W's. So good for them.
And I think somebody else that's refreshed and ready to talk more about the weather. He's been doing it a lot tonight on social media, and of course here is Ulysses Garcia. Ulysses, how's it looking?
Well, Ryan, conditions are improving. We are actually dealing still with just a strong thunderstorm making its way through parts of Sussex County. This is quickly making its way towards the north, but it could still produce winds up to 50 miles per hour, so be on the lookout for that. And also, we do have another line of showers down into parts of Accomack County as well, but these are quickly making their way towards the north and east at around 50 to 60 miles per hour. So the weather is improving. There's only a tornado watch in effect just for Worcester and Accomack counties until midnight. The rest of Delmarva is pretty much clear from that tornado watch, which did include earlier Dorchester, Somerset, and Wicomico counties. That has expired just about a good 20 minutes ago. So the weather is improving, but we'll still deal with more rain here as we go into the overnight. But the severe weather threat is quickly and has greatly diminished over the last few hours. So that is some good news now as we make our way into your Saturday. And now we'll be back after I'll be back with your full forecast later. More DSI after the break.
Hi, my name is Logan Jenga, and I play softball for Mardella High School, and you're watching Delmarva Sports Insider.